Some of the worst money decisions are not made because people don't understand money. They are made when emotion temporarily overrides intelligence. And if you are honest with yourself, you know exactly what that feels like. Have you ever made a money decision you knew wasn't right, but you made it anyway? Not because you lacked information. You knew what you were doing, you understood the risks, but in that moment, pressure made thinking clearly difficult. Maybe it happened late at night when everything felt heavier than usual. Maybe it happened under pressure when waiting felt uncomfortable. Or maybe it happened while comparing yourself to someone else, feeling like you were falling behind. Almost everyone has at least one money decision like this. And what's interesting is that it happens just as often to every intelligent people. When decisions like this go wrong, we usually explain them in a simple way. We say people didn't know enough or they weren't careful enough. But that explanation doesn't really work because knowledge doesn't disappear the moment a bad decision is made. What changes isn't what people know, it's the state they are in when the decision happens. Money decisions rarely happen in calm, neutral moments. They happen when something feels urgent, when waiting feels uncomfortable, when acting feels like relief. And once urgency enters the picture, the mind doesn't ask, what's the best decision? It asks, how do I make this feeling stop? This is also why wealth, experience, or even high intelligence don't prevent mistakes. Because in these moments, people aren't relying on intelligence, they are relying on emotional relief. When people look back at money decisions they regret, the pattern is usually the same. It's not a lack of intelligence. It's not that they didn't understand the situation. It's that the decision was made while three things were happening at the same time. 1. Pressure. 2. Emotion. And 3. A story they were telling themselves in that moment. Pressure can come from time, money, or the feeling that waiting means missing out. Emotion can be fear, anxiety, excitement, or the desire to fix something quickly. But the strongest part is the story, the quiet explanation we give ourselves while deciding. This is my chance. I should act now. If I wait, I'll regret it. These thoughts don't feel irrational. They feel reasonable, especially in the moment. Part of the problem is that luck and risk often look identical in hindsight. We just label them differently depending on the outcome. Think about someone who understands investing. They know the principles. They know they shouldn't react to short-term movement. But then one evening, they check their phone. Prices are down. Headlines are negative. They tell themselves it's fine, but they keep checking. The decision isn't urgent, but it starts to feel urgent. There is pressure because doing nothing feels uncomfortable. There is emotion, a quiet fear of getting it wrong, and a story begins to form. If I don't act now, I'll regret it. In the moment, the problem isn't lack of knowledge, it's that the decision is being made while the feeling is still loud. What's interesting is that this pattern isn't just personal experience. It appears consistently in behavioral psychology research. When decisions are made under pressure or emotional load, the brain relies more on fast, automatic responses and less on deliberate thinking. In other words, the mind changes how it decides, not what it knows. This explains something that surprises a lot of people. Waiting doesn't just delay a decision, it actually changes the quality of the decision itself. Time reduces emotional noise. It weakens the story that felt convincing in the moment. and it allows a calmer form of thinking to take over, the kind that considers consequences, not just belief. And this is why intelligence alone doesn't protect people from bad money decisions, because intelligence can't control the moment a decision is made, and timing quietly shapes the outcome more than we realize.